Hello, my beautiful friends. I wanted to come on and do a reading with this deck. Somebody sent it to me from my wish list on Amazon, and there's no name with it. So if this was you, thank you. I opened it yesterday and I'm like, what is this? I didn't order this. But anyway, thank you for this deck, and I want to use it today to see what is going on with you and your person. So let's get into it. We're going to start with this deck. So we're going to have a look and see what your energy is, what their energy is. It might tell us, like these cards will tell us a little bit about the dynamics, so you'll know if it's your reading or not. If you're not resonating with it, then it's just not your reading. We have wave of emotions. So this connection could have really triggered emotions within you. While you were with this person, you could have had this wave of emotions. It's possible that, somebody is going through a wave of emotions right now, maybe your person, but like I said, I'm going to get energy for both of you so that we can figure out what this is about. We do have intimacy. This is giving me, lover's energy or Two of Cups energy. Interesting. Maybe you were dealing with someone with a fear of intimacy. Or maybe, you had that closeness with this person. So if there was a separation or a falling out, you would have felt quite emotional about it. We have signs. So you're being sent signs and synchronicities about this person is what I'm hearing. Weird. I'm feeling like I'm lisping a little bit. So maybe someone, like maybe you or your person, has a lisp. I usually only have that lisp when I have my retainer in. So we have, it's interesting. We have a few words here: risk, opportunity, safety. So if you were dealing with someone with a fear of commitment, perhaps they chose safety instead of seeing the opportunity to have an intimate connection with you. It's possible that, you had to choose safety over this connection. So really pay attention to the signs and synchronicities you're seeing right now. And we have freedom and naive. Interesting. So you could have freed yourself from an unhealthy situation here, is what I'm hearing. It's also possible that you were dealing with someone who prioritized their own freedom, like fear of commitment. All right, so let us see what is going on here from a bestie. Keys could be symbolic. Maybe you're seeing keys. We have crisis. Oh dear. Okay. All right. That makes a lot of sense. So we have crisis, first of all, and it's really interesting because we see someone in this boat, and it looks like the universe is like trying to stop the person in the boat. So I feel like this connection, you were in an energy of chaos, you were in an energy of crisis, and I feel like I'm getting Six of Swords energy, so it feels like the energy, the energy of this connection became very unstable, like choppy water. Is that choppy waters? I'm trying to figure out how to explain what I'm seeing. It's like a boat in a hurricane almost. I'm seeing perfect storm, and I feel like this was blocked for your highest good, is what I'm hearing. And then we have healer, and we see this, it looks to me like almost a feminine figure, although this isn't about gender. You could be a divine feminine, and the universe could have been trying to protect you if this went into separation or this person ran. Remember that signpost, safety. So it feels like you were being guided towards safety out of this crisis energy. And with this healer energy, it's very clear to me that you are a healer, even if you're not practicing healing people, right? You have that healing energy about you. And for some of you, you could be that empath who believed you could heal this person or convince them that they had to heal. And I feel like you were running into a brick wall, right? You were running into, again, I'm hearing that you can lead a horse to water, but you can't help them drink it, or you can't make them drink it. So it feels like you were trying to help this person, but you just kept hitting a wall. And we have why. So this connection could have made you really question yourself. It could have caused a lot of self-doubt. You could be questioning why you met this person, why this happened, why they, you know, I heard run away, why they ran away. Good news. All right. Good news. So let's see what comes out. That's the energy that I'm picking up on. For some reason, I want to look at the top card. Celebration. Good news. All right. So let's look at your energy first. Balance. You could definitely be a twin flame. So we have balance. So right now, you're probably working on finding balance in your life. The name Michelle might be symbolic, because someone named, well, Michelle just messaged me. So right now you could be working on finding balance in your own life. You could be working on healing your divine feminine and divine masculine energies. We're meant to have a balance of that energy, and when we have too much of one energy, we end up out of balance. The other thing I'm hearing is in this connection, you could have been wanting a more balanced connection with this person, and maybe they were showing up very inconsistent, and you couldn't achieve that balance in this connection. And one thing I always say is, you know, whatever you're wanting from love, give that to yourself. Whatever you're, you know, trying to heal in this connection. So you could have been trying to heal the balance of this connection or the consistency. I say, give that to yourself. So it looks to me like right now you are working on your own balance, balancing those energies, balancing, you know, trying to find a healthy balance between all the things you do in your life, your job. Are you a workaholic? Because as soon as I said your job, it's like nothing else came through. Are you a workaholic? Interesting. You might have a wound around being a workaholic. Anyway, so finding balance between your family, friends, work, healing, alone time, right? You could be juggling a lot of things, trying to find balance. It's giving me the energy of temperance, harmony, patience. All right, Millie just woof to confirm. Let's get you another card. All right, so we have signs. So clearly you are seeing signs and synchronicities about this connection still. And maybe you're questioning, you know, why am I still seeing signs and synchronicities about this person? You know, it could be because it's unfinished and there is more to come. It could be that spirit is trying to show you what energy you need to work on. So for example, if you're seeing a lot of signs that you connect with your divine masculine, this person, that could be a call to work on your divine masculine energy. For some reason, I feel like you've chosen safety here. All right. We also have counseling on the bottom. Oh, look, that makes me laugh. It's so empowering when you start to learn about healing wounds and how your wounds affect you. And, you know, I know some people have a negative experience in therapy. I was lucky enough to have a positive experience. But all this research that you're doing, like, it doesn't even have to be counseling. You could be going through, you know, a period of finding, like, looking these things up about healing, about wounding, about self-doubt. It's empowering you because it's causing a transformation. Like, I see some of these books look like butterflies. So whatever you're learning about right now for your own journey is actually helping you transform. Aw, hopeful. So maybe you're starting to feel hopeful again about life, about love. I don't know if it's about this person, but you know, this is the energy of the star. So I feel like you're doing a lot of healing right now. Whoa, boundaries. So you could be working on setting healthy boundaries, right? You could have been in an unhealthy situation with this person, and maybe you had to learn how to put up boundaries. Maybe you've been researching how to put up boundaries. All right. Boundaries are important. All right, let's get one more for you. One more for you. Maybe you're seeing red birds. So we have celebration, but what I'm seeing with that, like, maybe you're celebrating, stop it, I'm hearing celebrate good times. Maybe you're celebrating a birthday, or you're celebrating the growth you've been through. But this is also about, to me, this is also about Ace of Cups. So it feels like to me you're really, you know, celebrating your small victories, being more gentle with yourself, you know, celebrating about your own healing journey. Maybe you're spending time with friends, celebrating that you made it through whatever this was, right? I'm hearing celebration of self after a crisis. Again, it was blocked for your highest good is what I'm hearing. All right, let's see. You could be attracting a lot of attention right now as well. You could be glowing. All right, let's see what's going on in this person's energy. We'll see if the energy changes up here. Show me this person's energy that they're connected to. Oh, man. Okay. This is interesting. All right. Two-faced. Somebody's mask has fallen off here. And look at them. They look pretty worried. They look pretty worried here. Look at them. So you could have been dealing with someone who has been putting on a facade. You know, someone who has this person right now. If you look in on them, they could appear very, very happy. They could appear very happy. It could, I hate to say this, but it almost feels like that's what they want you to think, which is it's kind of an icky energy, right? It's kind of, in a way, there's a little bit of manipulation going on there, right? Like someone wants you to feel like they're doing really well. Which again is kind of icky. You're probably not even looking. You're probably not even watching them online, right? But I feel like if you do, this person would be posting things that would cause you to believe that they're doing really well without you. And that two-faced card, you know, clearly you were dealing with someone who could have been showing up in different versions of themselves. Like one day you might have gotten a nice, loving version of them. The next day you could have, or next week, you could have gotten the unhealed version of them, or they could have been acting in the unhealed version of them. And that is very destabilizing. Why do you give me words I can't pronounce? Debilitating? Destabilizing? I don't know. The letter D could be symbolic. I'm just laughing at myself. But with this too, like, I feel like that's the energy that was coming in. And when you're dealing with that type of energy, it can cause you a lot of confusion because you never know who you're going to get, right? So you learn to read the energy, overanalyze the energy, overanalyze texts, walking on eggshells, I'm seeing. And, you know, for some of you, you could have been dealing with someone who was hiding some of their wounds, right? You know, I am hearing something about narcissistic traits as well. I have to say it because once you see through what's happening and you put up boundaries, like essentially their mask has fallen. My dog just made the weirdest noise. But anyway, it feels like when they're alone, they're feeling quite heavy, they're feeling quite solemn, there's darkness there, but to the outside world, they're projecting that they're doing well and that they're happy. And I don't think that's reality. Unfortunately, we have hater on the bottom. So it's almost like they're, oh my God, I love this deck. Thank you for getting it for me. I'm getting like, sometimes I don't connect to decks, but this one is amazing. So I feel like right now your person is still in an energy of ego. And it's almost like, I'm not saying they're doing this consciously. It's almost like they're acting from a very wounded, hurt place, right? But I almost feel like this person is seeing you doing well or is realizing that you're no longer chasing them, right? I feel like they could be watching you online and seeing your evolution, your growth, that you were not faking, right? You're not just putting it out there to kind of jab at this person. You actually are celebrating yourself, or, you know, maybe you're posting pictures where you're celebrating with other people or hanging out with friends. And I feel like this has triggered a shadow within this person. This is definitely, you know, this energy is very shadowy. And it's wounded masculine energy can be quite competitive. So it's very possible that this person is watching you, seeing you doing really well, and they're actually posting happy stuff online because they're trying to compete with you energetically. And again, a lot of this stuff happens unconsciously from a triggered, wounded place. I definitely feel like their shadow self is operating right now. Their shadow self is in control of, Sonic could be symbolic. Now I'm seeing is it a doctor? Dr. Robotnik? Is that right? I'm seeing that the shadow side of this person is in charge of their vessel right now, which means there's still healing that this person has to do if they're going to come back in your energy. We also have overthinking. So they're very much trapped in the mind right now. And that's the two-faced aspect of this. to the outside world. They could even be telling themselves, oh, I'm happier without this person. I had a lucky escape, or whatever they tell themselves. But when they're alone, in reality, what's going on beneath the surface is that they're very much in their head overthinking about this. And again, it's kind of like whether it's intentional or not, there's a bit of like manipulating the energy coming from them. All right. I want to get more of these cards. Let me think about this. What can I ask? Maybe I'll ask. What do I want to ask? Well, I want to see what you went through. That's what I want to see. What did you go through with this person? Ooh, buddy. Shadow self. That's exactly what I mean. That's exactly what I mean. Oh no, I have to lean down to get this card. Rock bottom. So you hit rock bottom with this person, which means the energy that I'm picking up on, there was something that was quite jarring that happened between you, that like enough is enough, right? Line drawn, enough is enough. That's what I'm getting, because this rock bottom energy, you don't just hit rock bottom one day out of nowhere. It's kind of like a very slow descent. Like, is that the right? Yeah, descent. What's with these D words? Is D symbolic to you? Spirit keeps giving me D words that I don't normally use. Anyway, it almost feels like you tried your best to help heal this situation, to find balance. And you slowly, like this slowly chipped away at you. Slowly chipped away at you until you reached that 10 of Swords moment where there was something painful that happened that kind of flicked a switch in you. So you really did have a 10 of Swords moment with this person. And, I think about, like, when I hear rock bottom, sometimes I think about alcoholism. So for me, I didn't just hit rock bottom. Like I said, I had many low moments. It was like, again, slowly, bad moment after bad moment until I hit rock bottom. And the good thing about hitting rock bottom is there's no place to go but up. But we also have the shadow self here. So I was asking what you experienced in this connection. And clearly this person mirrored back to you things that you needed to heal, right? So they could have been, if you had a neglect wound, they could have started neglecting you, triggering that neglect wound within you. If you had a fear of putting up boundaries, they could have, acted in ways where they crossed those boundaries, even though you didn't make boundaries, teaching you how to put up healthy boundaries. I also feel like you triggered this person's ego by what you were reflecting back to them. So very triggering. Oh, heartbroken. I feel like you were dealing with their shadow self, right? I don't know why, but Zelda just popped into my head. Oh, I can't even remember what game it is. I love it. Maybe it's Twilight Princess? I think it's Twilight Princess. Where, what's her name? That little shadow person. And then you become the wolf. Midna? Ugh, I can't say it. Anyway, that just popped into my mind for absolutely no reason. So that's a synchronicity for someone. Maybe you played that game with this person. So heartbroken, drama queen, like this, you experienced a lot of pain within this connection. And like I said, I feel like my dogs are about to bark. I thought they were about to bark. Told you. You could have really, the past version of yourself could have really how can I say this? I'm just going to pause it for 1 second. All right, what I was saying is I feel like all the like this feels almost twin flame to me. It feels like all the unhealed versions of you or all the unhealed wounds you had came to the surface in this connection, so that you could finally heal them. You could have also been dealing with someone who struggles with safety. Remember that? So you could be dealing with someone who experienced a lot of chaos in their childhood and, you know, unconsciously created chaos in this connection. All right. I kind of want to see what this person is overthinking about. What is this person overthinking about? Envy. That's what I mean. It's like they're very envious of you because I feel like you're doing really well. You could be going through a glow up. What are they overthinking about? Look at this, wanting to build a bridge. Maybe this person prioritized friends over you. It's possible that they had people in their energy that they spoke to about this connection and got bad advice. But I'm also seeing that this person misses your friendship, and it's like they're thinking about how to build a bridge back to you. And the energy that I was getting from you is it took a while to hit rock bottom. And I said, I feel like something painful happened. It was like the final nail in the coffin. That bridge was burned. And it looks like right now this person is thinking about how to come back together and mend this bridge. But there's pieces missing here. There's still puzzle pieces that need to fall into place. And we have anxiety. So they are really trapped in the mind. I want to see how you feel about this person with this deck. How do you feel about this person? Oh. Gamble. And intimacy. You know, so what I'm seeing here is that you do feel an intimate bond with this person. I also feel like you were hopeful that you could weather this storm together. You were hopeful that you could heal together. But I think you realized that this person has to heal alone, right? And this gamble energy, maybe they were a gambler, maybe they had an addiction to gambling or some other sort of addiction. The other thing I'm seeing is that sign card where it says risk, opportunity, safety. So I'm hearing that you're feeling like this person wasn't ready to take the risk or gamble when it comes to this connection, that they wanted to stay in their comfort zone. They didn't want to change. And that even if this person came back right now, you feel like you'd be gambling everything you're working on because of how this person showed up in the past. And again, their current energy is not good, right? So definitely, if they reach out to you in the next little while, you would very much be taking a gamble of reconnecting with them because, like I said, their energy right now, they're still operating from a wounded place. And there's still puzzle pieces that need to fall into place before you could build that bridge. Let's see how they're feeling about you. How are they feeling about you? Oh, buddy. Feminine energy. Fucking right. Divine feminine energy. Maybe you have red hair. That is beautiful. So how do they feel about you? Definitely they would have felt intimacy with you, closeness, nurturing energy, which, you know, if your person has a mother wound, they would have self-sabotaged this connection, definitely. If they didn't feel as a child a nurturing, loving energy, feeling it from you would have been very intense, different, you know, something that this person had never experienced before. So maybe they didn't trust it. They could have actually pushed it away because of that mother wound. You know, some people with mother wounds have a hard time receiving love and reciprocating it. Doesn't mean we have to continue to overgive. For how they're feeling about you right now, you are in your feminine energy. And I'm not saying this person knows what that means, but they see you as someone focused on yourself. The fact that the eyes are closed, right, shows me that this person sees you as not focusing on this connection, not focusing on them, not reaching out to them. You're nurturing your own energy here. You are not chasing anything, and you're going within. Glow up, exactly. They feel like you're going through a glow up. And that's what I was kind of feeling here, that this person, they either sense that you're going through a glow up or they can actually see it if you're posting things online. And it's causing this envious, like I'm hearing the green-eyed monster within them because you seem to be doing so well without them. That's, their ego is taking a hit on that. Man, oh man, anxiety. Yeah, they're anxious because you look like you're doing so well. And here we have naive. Now, maybe I should look up what naive means. Let me look it up. I've been told by many people, you're so naive. Let me look it up. A naive person. Someone, whatever. Someone who lacks experience, wisdom, or judgment. Funny. That's really funny. I don't know why I'm getting this energy right now. It's that protective big sister coming out. They see you as naive. They see you as someone that lacks experience, wisdom, or judgment. is just, what is with the D words? I'm hearing diabolical. I don't even know what that word means. It's just, I'm feeling like that's a projection, because they're actually the ones, you know, lacking healing, lacking growth, lacking, you know what I mean? Like it's, I don't know why the word diabolical is coming through, but it's like crazy that they think that you are naive when they're the ones who seem naive to me. Like when I read the meaning of that, the naive card, again, it's like that's coming from a jealous, shadowy place. Excessive trust, overly trusting. So that's what I was feeling in your energy, that you trusted this person, that you kept giving to this person, that you thought you could lead this horse to water and make it drink. Ugh. And again, that feels like a projection. Again, there's still missing puzzle pieces in this bridge. I can see it here. Somebody's playing in the snow. I can see it here, that there's still the missing puzzle pieces that I'm seeing is that this person has to realize that they need growth, that they need healing, that you're not the naive one. We have hobby. So this person feeling like you're very focused on your hobbies right now. So you could be doing something creative, artistic, something online. And look at this, we have a healer. So maybe you've turned your hobby of healing into your mission. And longing. Make it make sense. They're envious towards you. They're feeling like you're naive, yet they're longing for you, right? I'm sensing a lot of, confusion between their heart and their head right now, or their intuition and their shadow, like wounded energy. What should I ask now? What advice do you need about these missing puzzle pieces? That's what I want to know. What are those missing puzzle pieces about? Oh my gosh, I'm in love with this deck. I don't think I've ever used a deck without like using tarot. Oh, yes, I have. Never mind. If you want to know what it is, Life Happens Oracle deck from Amazon. It's based on intuition and interpretation, so there's no guidebook. All right. What are these missing puzzle pieces about? What still needs to heal here before that bridge can be mended? We have wave of emotions. So perhaps this person hasn't yet set into that wave, like experienced that wave of emotions. It's coming for them. Because like I said, there's still a lot of ego energy within them, unhealed energy within them. So they're probably suppressing their emotions, if that's the right word, you know, shoving them down. So for what still needs to happen is they need to feel, thank you, Mr. Crow. They need to feel this wave of emotions. They need to feel that regret, right? And right now, I think their ego is blocking that. This could be about you as well. Perhaps you haven't truly grieved this. Perhaps you went right into your glow up, focusing on hobbies. Maybe you still have stored or suppressed emotions that you need to release about what you went through. That's one of them. Say less. So what I'm seeing here is this is someone who says a lot. Maybe you do too. Maybe you resonate with feeling like you needed to over-explain yourself. Maybe you resonate with like writing long paragraphs to this person, long letters to this person. But what I'm getting from this energy, that's say less, is this could have been someone who was denying their own shadows or their own wounds. This could have been someone who said a lot from a triggered place. Like if you look at those images, in every image, that person is triggered. Sometimes they look angry. Sometimes they look, what's the word? It's probably a D word. Like sometimes they look angry. Sometimes they look desperate. Sometimes they look like, I know better than you because you're naive. You know what I mean? Again, this could have been someone that you really triggered their ego with that card about shadow in the mirror with the lion and the cat. When somebody comes defensive like that, when someone starts, I'm hearing, making excuses for their behavior, it's because their shadow is being triggered. They go into defense mode. So this person needs to learn how to say less, I'm hearing, or this could have been someone distorted masculine energy that really wanted to fight or argue or prove their point, or, there can only be one winner. I'm right. You're wrong. You know what I mean? Interesting. I'm all of a sudden picking up on anxiety as I was holding that card. Sometimes I wish you guys could see my face when I'm recording these. Like, I know I do face readings, but I'm sitting here with like, that emoji. That's what I look like right now. I'm like looking off. I started feeling a lot of anxiety when I was holding that card. Like I'm shaking. So possibly when they did that, it could have made you very anxious, made you feel dysregulated. Interesting. All right. I want to see. That's kind of what's blocking. Let's get one more for what's blocking. Crisis. So for what's blocking this, first of all, the first thing I felt with that is spirit is blocking this for your own good or for your higher good. But I'm also getting a sense of their shadowy self blocking them. Like their ego is blocking them right now. Something that could be blocking this is, because I get 6 of Swords energy from that card. One thing that could be blocking this is that this is someone who runs away from problems. That's one of the meanings of the 6 of Swords in reverse. It can be someone who, instead of dealing with a problem, they run away. So this person, like they could be running away from their own shadows, hoping that enough time will fix it. I want to look at the potential future of this if they do the healing. If they do the healing. I should say when. What is the potential outcome of this when they do the healing work? When they're not in a place of ego? What is the potential? Divine Feminine just slipped out and slipped back in. Glow up. Potential future energy. Oh, wow. Love. One more. Potential future energy. Inner strength. So what I'm seeing for the potential here, I'm seeing, and I'll explain what I'm seeing, that when this person does their healing, which is where a glow up comes from, it doesn't come from like a fresh haircut, you know, that kind of stuff. It doesn't come from, how can I put that? A glow up doesn't happen because of external changes that you make. A true glow up is from the internal changes or healing that you do, where your soul starts to shine because it's not being held in that darkness. So in order for you to come back together, they would need to go through a glow up, which comes from inner healing and facing their shadow and facing their ego. We have love. So it feels like once they do this, there is a potential for you to come back together. To meet halfway here, I'm hearing. It's also, this is giving me the energy of like someone coming out of hermit energy, like coming out of the cave, right? So there is potential here when this person does the inner work, when they face their shadows, when they start healing their wounds. Again, I feel like you wanted to help them heal. You couldn't. And then we have inner strength. So both of you operating from a place of inner strength, not from your ego, not from your shadows. And for some of you, if this person comes in too early, you may have to stand in your inner strength and keep that boundary up. So again, there is potential here, but only when they do their inner work. So Spirit wants you to keep focusing on your inner work. Let's see what advice Spirit has for you. You know, what I'm learning here, not learning, what am I talking about? What I'm seeing here is that I'm hearing something about, you know, the potential of coming back together will only happen once they elevate into their higher self. Your advice, feminine energy. So remain in divine feminine energy. So you know what that means. Tend to your inner garden. Work on self-love. Work on not chasing. Trusting in divine timing. Releasing control. Releasing the need to feel like you can fix someone, right? Reparenting yourself, I'm hearing, nurturing yourself, showing up for you how you would want someone to show up for you, right? I talked about that the other day. Buy yourself flowers, take yourself out, do things that you want to do. All the nurturing you wanted to give to this person, pour it into yourself. And we have laughter. So laughter actually raises your vibration. I'm not saying like sit there and fake laugh, but focus on things that bring you joy. Awakening. This is part of your awakening. So continue to focus on your awakening. Continue to trust your intuition. Woosa! I said that in a reading once and I had no idea what it meant. Yes, center yourself. Woosa. That's magic. All right. I don't even need to get tarot. That deck, oh my gosh, I feel really connected to this deck. Whoever bought it for me, thank you. I felt instantly connected. I also don't feel like I have to get any tarot. So what shall we do? Channeled messages, I guess. Channeled messages it is. Interesting. I picked up these ones. Priority, mirroring, missing piece, the puzzle pieces. So there's still puzzle pieces missing here. Still things that they need to reflect on. All right, let's see what this person wants to say to you. Oh my. Oh my gosh. Hang on. All right. So what I'm feeling from their energy is that they are at that point where something's about to break, right? Like they're overthinking, they're trapped in their head, they're still operating from a place of ego. So that tells me they're about to hit their breaking point, right? They're about to hit that rock bottom moment where they learn a lesson. Irresistible. I cannot resist you. You're the best I've ever had. You have my undivided attention. So clearly this person thinks about you, right? Is still holding on to you, is very attracted to you, not just physically, but on a soul level. Like they see you as that divine feminine. Chasing, regretting their past actions, and realizing letting you go is a huge mistake. I do think that they are feeling this, but then their ego blocks them. Like their ego tells them, you know, oh, you're better off without that person. That person was the problem, or whatever their ego, right, is telling them. So I do believe they feel this, but then they second guess it. We have strategizing. So that building a bridge, right? I feel like they're strategizing. How could they come back to you and build that bridge? You know, I'm not saying it's not a bad thing that they're strategizing, but I'm hearing it could manifest in two different ways. They could be trying to strategically figure out how to come back together with you to get back in your good graces without doing the work, right? The missing puzzle pieces, the bridge. For others, this person is strategizing and thinking about what they need to do in order to make this right. And that involves looking at their shadows and healing. It feels like they're at a breaking point. So just for you, when I see this strategizing card, you know, it tells me be careful with whatever communication comes in from them next. Be careful with it, because again, it's either that they're trying to mend that still broken bridge without doing the inner work, or if it's the right time, they'll be telling you that they've healed. They'll be taking accountability. We have twin flame. They know this is a once in a lifetime type of love. You feel like home, you are the one. And you know, people will question this. People will say, like, I went through all of that with this person and now I think that they're not my twin flame, because a twin flame wouldn't do that. But a twin flame is meant to trigger you into your awakening. A twin flame is meant to trigger every unhealed wound you have, so they all come up to the surface so that you can finally heal them. A twin flame, and I don't make the rules, but a twin flame is meant to kind of be a catalyst for the old version of you to break down and a stronger version of you emerging. So a twin flame is meant to teach you some very hard lessons. And you know, just because there's toxicity or there's long separations or, you know, they mistreat you, that doesn't mean they're not your counterpart. Because that is a counterpart connection. And remember, the counterpart journey, it's not actually about the union. It's about coming into inner union with yourself and finally healing these wounds. We have divine masculine. So the way that I look at it, you know, the way that I understand it is, if anyone is going to be a catalyst for change in this person, it's going to be you. And again, sometimes that means in a twin flame connection, our darkest selves come out. The unhealed version of us comes out. Divine masculine, aware and awakened to the divine calling, ready to take action, protect, and provide. I do not believe they're in this energy yet, but they're being pointed towards this energy. Cadence, you are my muse, my inspiration to create. You ignite my soul. Mirroring, your soul is a mirror of my own. Thank you for treating me with love and respect. So a lot of mirroring happening here. Spiritual detox, releasing negative thoughts and people, major spiritual awakening, cleanse, and rebirth. I don't see this hasn't happened in their energy yet, but the energy that I'm seeing in their energy, I just said energy way too many times, energy, is showing me that they're being pushed by spirit, or I should say guided. Spirit doesn't push, but they are being guided towards that dark night of the soul moment, like all this overthinking, the back and forth between their ego and their intuition. Like there's a dark night of the soul coming. All right, let's just get 3 more. One, two. Oh my gosh, you've got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. So bottom, just hang on. I have the cards right here. Bottom of the deck, you've encouraged me to look deep inside myself and discover who I really am. Oh my gosh, stop it. We have frequency. I can't stop thinking about you. We are aligning on the same frequency vibration. So again, in my opinion, this person, remember I saw the stairs. This person still needs to raise their vibration a bit and do some healing. And the more healing they do, the more that older version of them breaks down, the more magnetic pull they'll have to you. Just like the more you release it, the more you trust your intuition, release it, know that if it's meant to be, it'll be. You don't, focus on when it will happen. You focus on your journey. That increases that magnetic pull. Whereas when you're not doing it, it actually, I show you with magnets all the time, it pushes that person the other direction. You got the reunion card, and that's what I was hearing in the outcome. Reunion will be possible, but it will involve this person going through a major transformation when it comes to healing their wounds. And if you truly, I'm about to trigger some people. If you truly have, you're mirroring, right? So if you truly have if you truly have that belief that this person can and will not ever change or heal, they probably experience that feeling about themselves. And, think about twin flames, think about that mirror. So when you think about this person and you're saying that person can never change and will never heal, imagine, or just go do it, stand in front of a mirror and say that to yourself. Because you may have some sort of unhealed wound or programming or conditioned way of thinking that you don't believe people can change and heal and grow, which means at some level you doubt it for yourself. Does that make sense? I'm trying to explain, like, there's definitely a mirroring energy here, right? So again, look at them as if they are you, because they are a part of your soul, right? So if you're thinking about them, that they'll never change, you're essentially saying to yourself, I will never change. I hope that makes sense. I know that's triggering to hear, but that's the mirroring part of this, of a counterpart connection. Anyway, you got the reunion card, which is a good sign. Pretending, masking, their mask is falling. It may still be on there in public, but when they're alone, that mask is falling. I'm tired of pretending I am happy without you. Pretending they are happy. Again, that's a little bit of like manipulating energy or perception. The silence is killing me. Ugh, love triangle. So I myself as a reader don't take this as just a love triangle, third-party interference. I take this as there is another energy interfering in your connection. So that could be friends, that could be work, that could be someone else, that could be a parent even, a job, a third-party interference. All right, I'm going to leave it here. I'm sending you guys lots of love and light, and I'm still continuing to try to get back on track with your personal readings. People will ask me, I didn't even know you offered them. I did make a post. I get I get an insane amount of emails. I can't possibly respond to all of them. It's very overwhelming. And I'm learning to be okay that I can't respond to all of them because I'm not a superhuman, right? I'm not perfect. But the complications that I went through last week kind of put everything on hold. So now I'm behind in the personal readings. Just know I'm doing them. I'm plugging away at them. I put a lot of energy into them. It'll be worth the wait. Patience, divine feminine energy, be patient. It also triggers, I think about everything in lessons and triggers and triggers. No. Yes. Wounding. Anyway, it's being unable to control that situation, right? Because my body like completely shut down. I couldn't even move without assistance. Like my poor partner had to help me like anytime I needed to move. He had to help me. And I struggled with a wound of like that people-pleasing wound or that lack of control wound. It was really uncomfortable for me because I'm very passionate about what I do, and there was nothing I could do to do those personal readings except heal my body and take it easy and go back to bed rest. Oh my gosh. So yeah, maybe there's a lesson in patience for you. I definitely feel like there was a lesson of feeling like I needed to control or, prioritize that over my own well-being. And that's definitely a wound that's deeply ingrained in me from my childhood. Anytime I prioritized myself or felt like I couldn't perform and I said that, I was made to feel like I was being selfish. So that's a really deep wound for me that I'm working on. But anyway, me, I talk about all these wounds all the time. Anyway, I'm going to end it here and I will see you soon. And I love you guys. Bye.